I talk to people, and this is why I'm here, because I have to be able to look you in the eye and see your dedication, because they will treat you like children. They will tell you, if we tell people that this is unsustainable, if we tell people what's coming their way, they'll freak out. They'll be afraid. I believe the exact opposite. If you know the truth, you can prepare and you can help others to prepare. They know this won't work, and they are making it so much worse. If they really believed in what they said, you wouldn't have to put 3 pages in this health care bill that gave $100 million to New Orleans, $100 million, giving it away to Louisiana. You wouldn't need that. That is a $100 million bribe for one person's vote. The corruption must stop. Congressman William Jefferson. He's the guy who put the $90,000 into the freezer. I actually heard people in the press say 13 years. Boy, that's excessive. 13 years? That's excessive? I say 13 years, that's a good start. Because they're stealing not from us. They are stealing from our children. And Thomas Jefferson warned us, told us it would happen, and said that it's immoral for it to happen, and it is. They are attaching themselves to our children's future wages, and at this rate there will be no wages, and they know. I told you over a year ago, please read about the Weimar Republic. Read about the end of the Republic of Germany, Weimar, before it fell into the hands of the Nazis. We are facing the same kind of financial questions that they faced. It was unsustainable. And for the first time in American history, we started to monetize our own debt. That's when I told you, please read about Weimar, because they did it. And it ends the same way every single time it has been tried. Here's what happens. Your politicians say, we're just going to monetize our debt. We're just going to print a little bit more money. We'll just print a little bit more money. And then the trap starts. We're in the trap. And at some point, they have to make a decision. Right now, what they're doing to our financial situation is exactly what happened to us in the housing crisis. There was cheap money available. They said, go out and buy. Go buy homes. And so we did. But then the interest rate went up. And the whole thing collapsed because it was built on cheap money. Well, I know you. You're not the ones getting rich right now. You're not the one taking all of your money and you're buying precious minerals. You're not the one going out and buying oil futures. But by the billions of dollars, people are taking 0% interest money from us. They're buying them all over the world. 0% interest dollars. And they're buying just like we bought these houses. At some point, if you want to save the dollar, you are going to have to raise interest rates. And when they do, it is the final bubble. I called 3 years ago, I said they are building a money bubble. It has now been named by Nouriel Roubini. He's one of the best and brightest financial experts. He's the guy who called it from the beginning. He just named it. It's not the money bubble. They're calling it now the asset bubble. It is a global catastrophe on the horizon. Now, what do you do with that information? What do you do with that information? Let me tell you. We're at a tipping point, and you need to wake your neighbors up right now. And if they won't wake up, move on. We're at a tipping point. You know it and I know it. This cannot last forever. The corruption is only getting worse. it's going to start snowballing. The loss of your voice. Can they listen to you less in Washington? If they listen to you less than they listen now, what power do you have left? I want you to look. I don't tell you these things. I don't tell you these things because I think they're popular. I'm a fan of Ronald Reagan. I love Ronald Reagan. And the thing I loved about Ronald Reagan was I always felt that he was telling me the truth. And I always thought that he treated me like an adult, even though I was a kid at the time. And I also always felt that there was hope on the other side. So as I tell you these things, know that there is hope on the other side, but we are about to walk through a wall of fire. We are about to be baptized through fire. It's because we weren't protecting liberty. But let me tell you the choice that we have ahead of us. I see America as the people on a boat. The boat is the Titanic. We've had a crew and a captain who took this ship and rammed her right upside the iceberg. She's been taken in water for a while. All while the captains and the crews have been coming and going, and they've been saying, don't worry, it's the Titanic, it's unsinkable. Then we elected a new captain and crew, and they took that thing and they backed it up, and now they're ramming it into the iceberg. Now they're taking this ship and they're taking it, and they're with health care and cap and trade and stimulus. They're doing the same amount of damage that all the other crews did, just faster. All the while, they're telling all the passengers, you go ahead, go back into your stateroom, everything's fine. You go ahead and get into the salon, there's some drinks up there for you. You go listen to the music, everything's fine. Let me tell you something. Each and every one of us are here because we're wide awake. Each and every one of us are a passenger on this ship, and it's our damn ship. We're passengers on this ship. And all those people can stay in the salon. They can stay in their staterooms. But we've been standing out on the deck saying, wow, the water is coming up. I think this ship is sinking. We're in trouble. So I'm here to ask you. I'm going to outline a plan. It is time for us to build the lifeboats because the ship is sinking. But here's the important part. The White Star Line doesn't matter. The ship itself doesn't matter. The passengers and the ideas of the Constitution and freedom, that's what matters. Get into the lifeboat. We can rebuild the ship. We can rebuild another ship. America has never, ever had a problem conquering any problem. It doesn't matter. Oh, this is the biggest financial problem the world has ever seen. We're Americans. I have to tell you, first of all, are there any 9/12ers here? Oh, you angry people. I started the 9/12 group because a guy called in and he said exactly what I felt, and I think what everybody else here felt 6-8 months ago. Holy cow, is it just me? And I said, don't you give up. Don't you give up. Don't you unplug. You're not alone. And so I asked you to reach out to your neighbors and connect. Make sure people know. There's no way. Well, the New York Times will say there were about 40 people here. There's no way that you leave here thinking, I'm alone. It's just me. You know. So the first step, as we stood there on the